Hi, my name is Scott Pash. I run Dcxpc Live. It is a live album vinyl record label for hardcore, ska, punk, and metal. I also put on hardcore, punk, ska, and metal shows throughout the Hudson Valley. And I run a podcast called Scene Support, where I interview people who are not in bands that support the scene, podcasters, graphic designers, photographers, sound engineers, etc. I'm also a dad. I have a 17-year-old kid who just finished a year in college and a 15-year-old kid who's just finished their freshman year in high school.
So what do you think is the most dad thing about you, and what do you think is the most punk rock thing about you?
I can tell you, I was at Camp Pennsylvania, and I was walking around with one of my new photographers, Chastity, and I was like, man, I am so hungry, and I bought some pierogies, and then I walked into the tent, and I saw Mia from Lake Lanier, and I was like, hey, you're working the thing for Soji, how you doing? She's like, oh, I'm so hungry. I was like, oh, here you go, and I just gave it to her. And then Chastity's like, why did you give her your food? I was like, because she's hungry. But you said you were hungry. I was like, yeah, but I did. They say, you are such a dad. She's like, since I met you, you were constantly just taking care of everyone. I was like, yeah, that's my dad thing.
Okay, so what's the most punk rock thing about you?
The most punk rock thing about me is that I consider success anything but making money. I'm not opposed to making money. I don't do extractive capitalism. Success to me is putting on a good show, meeting new people, building community, having a band say thank you for putting out a record, having someone say thank you for giving me a meaningful moment at a show and introducing me to a new band. That's what I consider success, and that's my punk rock.
That's awesome. What did you want your kids to get out of the punk rock scene? What values did you want to install from the punk rock
number
scene?
one thing is that you can do whatever you want and you don't have to wait for someone else's permission to do it. And there is no correct path to do it. You don't have to follow the high school, college, married, white picket fence thing. You can go any route you want, follow your passion, don't let someone tell you you can't do it, and if no one will help you do it, figure out a way to do it yourself.
Is punk dead?
No, I mean, we're a fucking punk island right now. I was at Camp Pennsylvania the other day. I mean, I get it. My kid the other day went to a K-pop band and told me that they were gonna be in the pit. I was like, there's no pit at a K-pop band. That is a punk rock thing. You already took DIY from us, you can't take punk pits from us as well. But punk rock will never die. Punk rock is not even a sound, it's an aesthetic of who you are as a person, about community and taking care of each other and doing what you want the right way, regardless of anyone else tells you to do it.
What message would you give to punks for the future to uphold and keep punk where it is and not submit to like corporate?
If it's not about building community, then it's just about becoming a commodity. Community is not currency. It's about making those moments matter. It's about making sure that you are making connections and building those lifelong friendships. I have bands playing this stage that I've known since high school, and I'm 50 years old. I've had bands that I've known for 10 years, bands I only just met like last week. So, but every one of them are gonna be lifelong friends. And anytime they need me, we can reach out to each other. As years go by, as you come in and out, you have kids, maybe you're too busy to go to shows, you come back in, you'll be welcomed with open arms. Punk rock is community first.
Okay, is there anything that you want to do different with your kids than how your parents raised you?
Oh, absolutely. I mean, one thing, I actually listen to them. I acknowledge their feelings. I consider them to be like real people. So I let them like share what they want and I let them make mistakes. And you know, I taught middle school for years and I try to turn towards kindness. I assume my kids are gonna screw up, but instead of getting angry that they screw up, I focus on how they can learn and grow from that. Whereas I either got ignored or yelled at. So, no offense parents, I love you, but yeah. My dad is fond of saying that while I was rarely there for you, occasionally when it counted, I was sometimes almost there. I am always present for my children at any given moment.
If you could change the future for your children, what would you change without any limitations?
I would change to a world where we didn't have to deal with like bullshit MAGA stuff. We didn't have to deal with people being more focused on making money than they are about like doing better things in their lives. My kids are so concerned, my older one in particular, about how they're gonna afford to live later. And they can't focus on just living a rich life because they're too focused on worrying about the future. And I wish that wasn't the case. I remember that a little bit. I'm a Gen Xer, and the early 90s, there was definitely that like, oh, what's there gonna be for us? The whole doom and gloom situation. But I feel like it's much worse for them. I feel like they have a hard time grasping how they're gonna be able to do the things that they wanna be able to do in life.
No, I hear that. I think that's all of our fears right now. And overall, are you happy?
Oh yeah, almost undubitably all the time. I mean, there were moments, I was sharing this the other week after Camp Pennsylvania, and I had 4 shows last week. I was so filled with love from all the people I met and grateful for all the help I received and for to be part of such a beautiful community. But then when it all ended and I kind of sat in silence alone, there was a deep heaviness on my heart because I'm like, oh, that connection, I had it for like a week straight and it's just gone. And I had to still drive 4 hours to get back to my family and I'm just kind of alone. But I wasn't sad, it was just, it's that powerful moment where you're like, okay, this is gone for now, the adrenaline's gone, it'll come back. But in general, I am happy. I have a good life. I'm part of a good world, the good people. I've actually said, other than seeing my daughters grow up, I could die tomorrow, and I feel like I've led a good life. It's just watching them grow up is the only thing I need to stay alive for at this point. No offense to everyone else out there.
Okay. And how do you balance family, contributing to the punk scene, being involved in the punk scene? Do you have any tips for anyone who's either in a band or is going to start a family who's in a band, something like that?
DIY does not mean doing it alone. When I first moved here and I was doing shows, Aaron, who does a lot of my photography, put over photo. He's a band called The Snorts. I did a show for him and he's like, oh, this guy is pulling on all the equipment himself, backlining. Oh, he's also working sound and he's working door and he's also setting up merch for everybody and he's also managing the bands. And I was doing it all myself and it was really fucking hard. Since then I have Willie, Al, Savannah, Dez, Chastity, Faith. I could just go on and on. Rachel, Chris, who are all there helping me out. And I don't know why I deserve all this help. I'm ever grateful for it, but somehow in the last 2 years, there's been a gush of people saying, what can I do to help you? Trev, helping me with my podcast. I was like, I don't know how I would do all this. I couldn't be doing my PhD, being married with 2 kids, and doing all this without this amazing cadre of support. So find people that are helpful. Let them be helpful. Ask of them. They'll give, surprisingly enough. Rely on them and trust them to be there for you. And when they are, it's that community I've been talking about this entire podcast. I have a family of people helping me. And I don't just mean my wife and my beautiful kids who do help. I mean all those people that I lovingly call my backline. I couldn't do any of this without them. And I can't thank them all enough. And if I didn't mention every one of you, I am sorry, but I love you. Josh, yeah, so many people.
Thank you for your time. I appreciate your honesty.
Thank you.
It was nice meeting you.